Schema is the overall design of the database. It gives the logical design of the database. It also gives the structure of the entire database. It usually contains the number of tables, relationships, constraints, the number of keys, and all those important details. It gives a skeletal structure of the entire database. Let us consider that we are planning to build a house. So whenever we build a house, we create a blueprint for the entire house before the actual construction begins. So in a blueprint, we have the details of the number of windows, where those windows are to be placed, the number of doors, the elevation, the parking space, the size of each room. But in this blueprint, we have an actual structure, which is a logical or a imaginary structure of the house that is going to be built. So similarly, schema is the blueprint. So what does a schema contain? Schema usually contains the details of keys, tables, views, data types of each column, and the details of column, and lot more. Let us consider the example of a schema. So this is a supermarket database schema. In this we have customer, order, and product. These are the three tables. All the three table names are highlighted with purple color. In customer table, usually we will have customer ID, customer name, customer's phone number, and their email. Customer ID is usually in a number format. It won't be as a text, so I have given it in yellow color. Usually in any programming language, we call the entities that are associated with the number as integer, though we have a lot of variations such as small int, big int, float are usually given for decimal. So here customer ID is int data type, so I have given it as int in a yellow color, and all other three, customer name, phone, and email, they are text based, so I have given them with green color. Any text based data we have, they are called as strings. Similarly, in order table we have order ID, product ID, and quantity ID. In product table we have product ID, product name, and price. So in the schema we can visualize the blueprint of the supermarket database. So we can just imagine that this is how the supermarket database is going to be built, with the name of the table and the column names of each table. So this is the schema diagram. So here we have the customer, order, and product. So as we can see, there is a key symbol associated with customer. It is near to the customer ID, and even near to the order ID there is a key symbol, and near to the product ID there is a key symbol. Also we can notice that there is only one key in each. It is called as primary key. So you will be learning about this in the upcoming videos. As of now, it is called as primary key. As we can see, customer ID is associated with int data type. Customer name is associated with varchar. So in DBMS, string data types are specially called as varchar, and other integer based entities are called as int. In certain cases we call them as big int. So this is a simple schema diagram. Moving on to instance. Schema is like a blueprint, and instance is the data that is stored at a particular point of time. For example, I have a blueprint for building a car. Say I have a blueprint where the blueprint contains that I should have a car's body, I should have four wheels, I should have the logo of the car, and I should have some paint. I'm not specifying the color of the paint, let it be white or red or blue. So as of now I'm having the blueprint. So that blueprint is particularly called as schema, and it is a logical entity, or it's a logical view. So for example, I'm having a car of color red, so that can be called as an instance at that point of time. To be much more clear, earlier we saw that customer table had a customer ID, customer name, their phone number, and email ID. That is schema. Here we are having the particular customer's details at particular point of time. So this is called as instance. So instance is the data that is stored in the database at a specific point of time. Let us go with another example. So earlier we considered the supermarket example. Now we are going with a student table. So student table is usually found in the university or college database. So what all the columns that you can find in a student table? You can find a roll number, you can find a student's name, you can find the date of birth of the student, their corresponding age, phone number, and address. Also this is the instance. So earlier we saw which was the schema for the student table, and this is the instance of the student table.